general lesson, general class. It's a beginners to intermediate class, so all welcome to come and join in. Make sure you've had a quick look at the other video first so that you've got an idea of the principles of Pilates and the way that I teach, and then once you've done that, you're good to go. Okay, so we're going to start in standing. I start with my feet together, take the toes out, and then the heels to end up with the feet parallel, hip width distance apart. Good. And then we'll just soften the knees, create that little space underneath the arches of the feet, and start engaging through the centre. So a gentle drawing up of the pelvic floor. You might want to think about your hip bones at the front, they're just magneting towards each other, so you get that low tummy engagement. And take a breath in through the nose, and out in through the mouth. Attention to the upper body now, widening through the collarbones, settling your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades to your pockets. So now lengthening the back of the head. Crown of the head drawing up toward the ceiling, back of the neck nice and long. Good, and we'll bring the palms of the hands up to elbow height, waist height, elbows stay in at the waist, and we're going to take a breath in to prepare, and then out to take the hands out. In, breath back. So this is our dumb waiter exercise, just warming up into the shoulders. And what we'll do is we'll change it up a little bit. Take the hands out, and then out to the sides. Into the elbows, and back. Out to the sides. Start floating up onto the toes at the same time, bringing in a little bit of balance. Bend into the knees as you come back. So out, and up. In, and back. Out. Don't worry too much about what's happening with your breathing. Think more about maintaining that lovely length through the whole spine, the alignment, and the control. Strange without music. Maybe you could add your own music in the background. Nothing with a beat though. Try and work with your own breath rate. Steady, comfortable, not working to the music with a beat. Lovely. We'll just do one more. Good, and then come down. Okay, with that exercise you could have added weights to it, so another time maybe do that. I'll add the weights in now for our next exercise. Our side plie and stretch. So you come into a wider stance. Good. Lovely little tuck on the pelvis as the tailbone is tucked under. Soft through the knees, space underneath the arches again. And we're going to bring the arms out to the sides while squatting down. Have a breath in there. And on your out breath, push away to the side. Nice big stretch. Then back in and up. So out, pause, breathe in. Push away. Back and up. Remember when you come back to that squat there, that the shoulder tops stay away from the ears. Don't let them creep up and get tight around the neck. So when you're over there in the stretch, you can look underneath the shoulders, stay there for a breath in, then come back and up. So we lower, pause, push, breathe in, come back and up. Now a couple to the other side. Push across, you're looking under, breathing into those lower ribs, and come back and up. And just one more. Pause. Push across. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Have to do one more. Push. And back. And up. Lovely. Put those weights down if you have them. So we're going to come to a classic Pilates exercise here, a mobiliser for the spine. I'll turn to the side, you can just keep pointing forwards or facing forwards. It's our roll down. We're going to think about movement from the crown of the head, starting really tall, having a breath in, then out breathing, taking the chin down onto the chest. rolling down through the upper back. So you're thinking about this being segmental movement through the whole spine, working through any stiff areas, trying to make them back move at every vertebral level. Soften the knees to allow the back to bend. Have a breath in at the bottom. And as you let the breath out, tuck your tailbone and start rebuilding on top of it. So each vertebrae stacks back on top, one by one, till you're rebuilding through the upper back, the neck, and the head's the last thing to float up. So go again, breath in. And out, take the chin down, rolling down through the upper back, the mid back, towards the low back. So you're in your deepest possible curve, have a breath in. And out, breath it back up. Good, we'll just do one more. And from there, we'll bring it down onto the mat. Down onto the mat. Get yourself your head support. That's all you need for now. Good. And we're going to start with some one-leg circles. Before we do, let's find a really good position on the mat. So rest position, feet comfortable distance apart, hip width away from your bottom. You can have a little lift and a lower through the pelvis. Have a check for that neutral spine position. And then rest the arms lightly on the mat. Widen the fronts of the shoulders, lengthen the back of the neck, and have a breath in to prepare as you engage that centre. Then out breath, one leg up until you're in tabletop position. This is where the knee is over the hip and knee are at about right angles. Have another breath in here, and then start on your out breath, circling around with the whole leg. So the whole leg is circling around the hip joint. So it's like your knee is drawing circles around your hip joint. You can imagine you've got a pencil on your knee and you're drawing circles on the ceiling. But your foot stays hidden behind your knee, so you can't see it going in and out of your vision. It's not a movement like this. It's the whole hip circling around, taking the whole weight of the leg around. So after this circle, we're just going to pause at the top and then try and change direction with those circles. Keep the breath steady. See if you can bring it up and in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keep your arms light on the mat. Make sure you're not pushing to get stability from the mat. You're trying all the time to keep the pelvic position consistent. So you're not changing that space behind your low back. That's not shutting down or opening up. And your pelvis is staying level at the front. So you're not tipping from side to side. Let's finish with this last circle for this leg. Take the foot back down. Good. Now we'll take it to the other side. So out-breathing the leg into one leg tabletop, having a breath in to prepare, then start circling on your out-breath. Remember, it's all about freeing up movement in the big joint, that hip joint. The ball and socket is rolling around. Your pelvic position is still and consistent. Let's make this the last circle in this direction and change the direction. So it might feel a bit awkward to start with. The circles might not feel very smooth. Keep them small until you feel that you've got them under control, and then you can make those circles a little bit bigger, as long as you can still control the pelvic position there. When you feel more confident with these exercises in rest position, you can practice trying to do them with the arms hovering up off the mat for a challenge. Well done. Pause there and take that leg down. Okay, we'll bring it to some scissors. So coming to the tabletop position again, but before you do, just reset and then out breath the leg up, in breath it down. This is our level 1 alternating legs scissors. So you out breath till the knees over the hip, and you in breath it down. Be careful not to bend the knee to try and contact the foot with the mat. It's all about movement from the hip joint. up and then down, keeping the knee angle consistent, as well as that space behind your back not changing. Okay, so you can keep working here. This is level 1. If you want to bring it up to level 2, you can out breath one leg up and then out breath join it with the second leg. Make sure your low tummy stays nice and flat. It should be engaged. Low tummy drawing back towards your spine, not doming up. And from here we work down and back up. So the out breath takes it down, the in breath back up. Now if you find that your low tummy is doming or you're feeling any strain in the pelvis or the low back, then just come back to the other version where you were lifting the foot from the mat rather than lowering. Because you can always do that challenge of lifting the arms up off the mat and still working at level 1 to challenge yourself. Last couple for our scissors. Make sure you're still keeping the neck nice and long. Shouldn't feel tense. All the tension should be down here in your abdominals, pelvic area. Good. When you come down, we'll bring the legs down one at a time. Alright, we're going to finish on our backs with just one more, Pilates hundreds, another classic exercise. Talk you through the levels of them, and you can stop at any point where you feel that you're being challenged but you're in control of the movement. So we're going to start with level 100s, and all that is maintaining your neutral spine position, hovering your arms up off the mat and starting them pulsing. We're looking for 100 little pulses. If you feel that you could do more, then float one leg up into tabletop position. Keep pulsing all the time from the shoulders, keeping the elbows nice and straight, keeping the breath steady. Remember, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Low tummy stays nice and flat when you want to try bringing the second leg up. Good, and you haven't shut that space down behind your low back either. Keep that nicely level here. Keep pulsing. This may well be enough for you, and you may feel that you might want to bring a leg back down again to keep going, to get those 100 pulses. Otherwise, if you want more of a challenge, you can draw forward into what's called an abdo prep. So we're bringing the lower ribs towards the pelvis at the front there, shutting that space down, but without rocking back and closing the space behind the low back. So keep the knees over the hips, keep the lower legs parallel to the mat, keep the breath steady. If you need a boost, use your pelvic floor, draw up with those bladder control muscles. Keep going, keep pulsing. Last few, I'll count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest down. One leg at a time. Well done. Okay, let's give the knees a hug. Give the back a little stretch before we come over onto our sides for some side lying exercises. Okay, so use your small head cushion, pop it on top of your lower arm, which you'll have extended out. It keeps your base nice and narrow to challenge you with your control and balance. So we're looking to have the shoulders, hips and heels in a line with each other. We're going to do clown exercise. Create a little space underneath your waist by lengthening through the top hip, and then you should feel that you can tuck your hands underneath your waist there. Okay, if you can manage without this top hand, just keep it out the way. If you need it, you can pop it down, keep it light. For level 1, we'll just leave the ankles down, heels stay together, and you have a breath in to prepare. And then out breath, just the top knee up. So you're lifting as high as you can through that hip, squeezing into the glute, and then lowering back down again. In breath. Out breath up. In breath down. So you come as high with this as you can without rolling back. So that top hip just keeps pointing straight up at the ceiling. And if you want to try level 2, lift the ankles up. Out breath up. In breath down. Out breath up. In breath down. Keep that top shoulder nice and open. Make sure it doesn't creep up towards your ear. Good. Keep the low tummy engaged. It should be drawing back towards your spine, not sliding towards the mat. Good. This is a nice position to actively work the abdominals and feel the lift. that you can get from them. Good. So last couple, squeezing into that back pocket area. And then rest down. Good. So we'll try and do a couple of sets of this one. So when you've had a little break, we'll come back into position, either leaving the ankles down or lifting them up for level 2, taking a breath in to prepare again, then out breath up. Good. If you want to add a movement in, try this. Extend at the knee, in breath back and down. Out breath up and extend, in breath back and down. So you're trying to keep the knee high, the hip open, while you extend the knee, back and down. Last couple if you can. Should be feeling it in that glute now. Last one. And rest, lower down. Give your hip a nice stretch. Give a little hug in there across your body. In these short classes we won't have time for a full stretch, so let's stretch as we go along. Good, okay. Now ideally, if you've got a thicker cushion, you could use it for arm openings, or you could fold your other one a bit deeper. I've got some thicker cushions, so I'm going to just grab one. Because we're going to support the head on that now and take the arms out in front of the body. Wriggle the shoulders away from your ears, create length through the back of the neck again. Make sure that the hips are still really well aligned and you've got that little space underneath your waist. And then we're going to have a breath here. Now out breath to lift the top hand so you start pointing it up towards the ceiling. We're drawing an arc. But from this point, start moving through the upper back. So you can roll the head on the block. Watch where the hand has gone. Aim for the centre of the chest to be facing towards the ceiling. And then come back. So as with most exercises, we're looking for movement on the out breath. So all of this upper back rotation is happening on the out breath, but then stay in your stretch for a breath in. Out breath back. Always trying to keep the hips stacked. With this one, the knees down on the mat. So the movement is all happening in the upper back. You really just have to be careful of your shoulder with this one. Especially if you decide to add a weight to the hand, which you can, but don't let the shoulder overstretch. Don't let it do this. Okay, it's not a shoulder stretch, it's an upper back stretch. Twisting, getting the centre of the chest pointing towards the ceiling. And then come back. Great. Let's have a push up into sitting. So we're going to do a little bit of abdominal work in sitting before coming to the other side. This is a roll-up. Now I quite like sitting on a block to do roll-ups. You don't need to. You can do it if you have a block or a folded towel, but otherwise just sitting on the floor will be fine. Bend your knees so your feet are flat. Knees are hip distance apart. We're going to grow tall through the whole spine, so the crown of the head again is growing up towards the ceiling, and take the arms out in front. Make sure you settle your shoulders back and down away from your ears, sending those shoulder blades into your pockets. Have a breath in, and then out. So tip back on the pelvis, rolling until your low back is curved off. It's not a lean back, it's a roll back. And then in-breath yourself up again. So you out-breath back, you're rolling back over those sitting bones, creating a C shape of the spine, and when it won't roll back any further, in-breath back. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. If you feel that your neck is starting to tense, then you could always cross your arms across your body instead. Otherwise, keep them out if you can. Out, breathing back. In, breathing up. You should be able to feel your lower abdominals just pressing back slightly, assisting you back, pressing towards your spine. And we'll just do one more. And rest. Great. Bring it down the other end of the mat. Okay, so we're back down the other end of the mat. Ready for our clam. Just positioning yourself again in that bent knee, bent hip position with the shoulder, hip and heels in a line, either heels up or resting down on the mat. Create that space underneath your waist and make sure the top hip's pointing straight up at the ceiling. Positioning the head and neck, ready to out, breath up. In, breath down. Keep going with these. Keep that top shoulder nice and open, the hand away from the mat if you can manage. Opening as high as you can with that knee without rolling back. Last couple for this first set. And then rest down. Good, so we'll bring it to another set and we'll add the knee extension in as well. So coming back into position, out, breath up, straighten the leg. In, down, out and up, in and down. So make sure you get that hip nicely open before you straighten the knee so that the toes end up heading up towards the ceiling when you straighten the leg. Well done. Last couple. And rest. Good. And give that knee a little hug in. Okay. So change the head support or fold your head support a little bit deeper for our arm openings. Take the arms out in front of you, head supported, shoulders away from the ears, reposition your pelvis and have a breath in. And now out breath to open the arm, opening all the way, letting those back ribs drop towards the mat behind you for your breath in. And out, breath back. Breath here. Breathing out as you move. In while you stretch. Out as you come back. And we'll just do one more. Lovely. Okay. So bringing it up now into 4-point kneel, or a crawling position. Let's do a few push-ups. You don't need any head support. You can do a box push-up if you want to, where you start with your shoulders over your hands and your hips over your knees. And when you start, you want to be looking between your hands so the back of the neck stays nice and long. The crown of your head is like, it's shining like a headlight straight ahead of you. Draw your shoulders away from your ears so your shoulder blades just head towards your pockets. Have a breath in and then out to lower your upper body down. Push back up on your out breath. So you in breath down, push back up. Okay, you can keep going with that, but if you prefer a modified push-up position, then take the hands further forward of the shoulders. You can lower your hips, Create a strong line between your shoulders and your knees. Shoulders again, they're away from your ears, drawing down actively. Keep the back of the neck long, and we're going to lower, push up. So it's an in-breath, out-breath. That strength that you can get from your out-breath is powering you back up again. Take a break if you need to, you don't have to just keep going with these. We're going to try and do a few more. Joe Wicks pops these in his kids' PE lesson. Some of that stuff's pretty hardcore. They can do it, we can do it, right? Last couple. And lovely. Rest back, have a little stretch. And while you're there, see if you can find your original head cushion or your towel, so we can come down onto our tummies. For our last exercise, we're going to do breaststroke prep. So once you're down on the mat, give yourself your head cushion for your forehead. Create a good long neck position, a good long low back position, so it's like your tailbone is lengthening towards the back wall. And put your arms alongside your body. So you start with your shoulders just relaxed, falling forwards towards the mat underneath. And here you can take a breath in. And then as you let the breath out, open the fronts of the shoulders, lift to hover the weight of the arms up and send the shoulder blades down into your pockets while you breathe in there. And then you can lower everything back down. Out breath, open, lift and draw away, breathing in while you hold and then lower. Keep going there, but if you want the progression, open up, hover to lift and hover the forehead as well, up off the head support. And then lower everything down. But really crucially with this, make sure that when you get that forehead hover, you're getting it from the upper back, because you're keeping the low back long and the back of the neck long as well. So it's an upper back extension to lift the weight of the upper body. Make sure you're not picking the head up from the neck or dipping into that lower back. Last one. When you take that breath in at the top, remember you're breathing into your lower ribs. And back down again. Good. So from here, push back, have one more big stretch. And then we'll bring the knees in, tuck the toes under. See if you can lift your bottom up. Dangle. Dangle heavy. Enjoy being upside down, having a stretch to the backs of those legs. Keep the knees soft. One more breath in at the bottom. And then out breath, start rebuilding. Just like we did at the beginning with our roll downs. Rebuilding the spine, level by level, until your head is the last thing to float up. Brilliant, so we're back up and standing. Let's just roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Finish with them set back and down, and with the head floating up towards the ceiling as you're all done.